So as I was saying, that's what the heathens are for. All right. And the same way we built these these empires, including America, all right, modern day Babylon, you know, the same way these nations, they're going to be building our kingdom and maintaining our kingdom. You see? So, just to play the rest of these clips, because just to show, man, the glimpse, a glimpse of what's to come. So check this out. So imagine this, on a much more grand scale, as far as, because our kingdom is going to be built with all type of precious gemstones. All right, and you can only imagine the glow, that's going to be shining. That's why when you read scriptures such as Revelation, Revelation, let's start at verse 10, Revelation 21:10. And he carried me away in the spirit of the great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the heavenly Father, having the glory of the heavenly Father, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So just imagine this, these gates, brothers' palaces, everything is just shining, just again, man, we prophesy in part, my words will never do justice, our words will never do justice. And we have these small glimpses, these small little things here and there to give us, just a small picture, man, of what's to come. I'm gonna jump down to verse 22. It says, and I saw no temple therein, for the Lord power almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. And that's not to say that the sun and the moon and the ordinances are going to be done away with, but it just goes to show you the glory of the kingdom. Yahweh Shema Shai and those elect, the saints, right? It says, for the glory of the heavenly Father did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. So, matter of fact, verse 24. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. Talking about the Israelites that are scattered amongst these other nations. All right. And it says, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. Talking about the actual heathens. Again, they're going to be tributaries. All right. Because it says, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. So you see these again. Because again, when the earth gets her youth back, the earth is cleansed, the earth gets its youth back, she's going to be able to yield her fruit, and man, again, all type of stones and, just precious stones, minerals, spices and things of that nature that these nations, they're going to be constantly bringing to us. You see, because our kingdom is going to be an everlasting kingdom, is going to constantly be growing. We're going to constantly be building our kingdom, expanding our kingdom. But again, the point is that, hey, brothers aren't going to have to lift a finger. That's why the nations are going to be around, building our kingdom with these precious stones and you know, bringing us the best of the best, right? Check this out.
Oke, rednya Tosya, iya. Rednya Tosya, iya. Oke, dekati majunya tuh. Oke, sama.
So imagine this, you know, stones that the earth is going to be coughing up for these nations to harvest. For us, stones that we don't even know about, things that, you know, the Lord has hidden, the Lord has on reserve just for us, you know, and all type of properties, effects, or whatever the case may be, you know, because, you know, the stones, certain of the stones, you know, that we know about, that we have now, you know, is good for healings and things of that nature. You know, the stones, they give off certain vibrations and things of that nature for healing effects and all type of things, you know. So just imagine these stones that are going to be coughed up. The earth is going to be coughing up, you know, that we don't even know about, right? It's just going to constantly be new discoveries, you know, just man. Like I said, it's going to be far-fetched. The Lord has things on reserve for his people, you know, and all this is going to be for us. Revelation 22 in verse 2, in the midst of the street of it. Matter of fact, I started 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Heavenly Father and of the Lamb. And in the midst of the street of it, because, you know, what Apostle John is seeing, you know, in the heavens, you know, the heavens being opened and, you know, going into the constellations and things of that nature. Because, you know, or matter of fact, when it says, again, it says in the midst of the street of it, and on the either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation. So, because you see right now, Esau, he has tapped into this tree of life. All right. The tree of knowledge of good and evil. You know, he's tapped into this information on the left hand, you know, but we're going to be given this access. We're going to be given back this access, you know, this information. Real quick, Revelation 2. Because again, Esau, he has access. He's tapped into this knowledge on the left hand. But this understanding is going to be given back to the Israelites, and it's going to be beneficial to the nations. You see, Revelation 2 and bear with me. Revelation 2 and 7. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of the Heavenly Father. So again, tapping into that access concerning, the tree of knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai. Like I said, the resources being properly distributed. All right, and so on, so on and so forth, man. I'm gonna jump down to verse 17. It says, "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and in the stone a new name written, which no man knowing, saving he that receiveth it." So, that hidden manna again, that access, because, like it says in Galatians, the Lord gave us what's needful for salvation, but as far as everything else, it's not needful for us right now. But nevertheless, there is, all manner of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that, in due time, we're going to have access to it. All right. And I'm also jump down to verse 25, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. So like I said, we are constantly reminded to hold fast, to hold on. All right. Because what we've got waiting on us on the other side is going to be worth it. The Lord's going to far outdo our reward. Is going to far outdo this suffering that we only have to deal with for a little season, Verse 26, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations." So you see that, because what does the kingdom consist of? Rulership, dominion. All right. I'm going to go to this 2 Samuel 8. 2 Samuel 8 and 1. "And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methgamah out of the hand of the Philistines, and he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts." So you see, man, that's power. That's rulership. All right. You see, and that's what the kingdom consists of: rulership, dominion, ruling over the nations. All right. Giving orders. Hey, the Lord's going to give brothers, man, certain sections to rule over as far as the galaxy is concerned. Because I got these real quick. It says almost every point of light in this photo is an entire galaxy, each containing billions of stars. So you see, all right. And all this, brothers are getting ready to inherit, under Yahweh Shai, all this. The Lord's going to give charge over his elect, man, and brothers going to have charge over all these galaxies and, planets. Right. So just, man, man, it's not going to be a dull moment in the kingdom. Needless to say, it's not going to be a dull moment in the kingdom, man. All this is about to be for brothers, Yahweh Shai and the brothers, man, those elect men to inherit, to explore, harvesting the different resources and so on and so forth. Because our kingdom is going to expand beyond the earth, believe it or not. You got these, simple-minded jakes, man. They limit Yahweh Shema Shai, with these faithless doctrines. All right. Jake just doesn't believe, man. Jake is just faithless. But that's all right, because their incredulity, it only boosts our faith. Because, y'all don't want it. I want it. I want it. I told a brother sometime last week, man, because it's easy for us to say that we're ready, but if we were ready, Jacob's trouble would be happening right now. If we were ready, we would have the kingdom right now. So we really can't say that we're ready, but nevertheless, I want it. We want it, and this is what the Lord is prepping us. He's preparing us to inherit all this. All this is about to be for brothers, you know, and Esau, mainly, chiefly, he's going to be, because, you know, hey, it's going to be bitter for his ass, man, because, you know, he, you know, the Lord, the Esau, he's going to be seeing all this, brothers, you know, exploring all this, getting all this, you know, and he can't have it. You know, that, hey, that's the part of that glory, man. You know, all these nations, they're going to be seeing Israelites inherit all this, you know, getting it in, you know, but hey, it ain't for them. They can't have it. They can see from afar. They can see from a distance, you know. But like I read in Isaiah 9 and 7 again, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David. So like I just read the example, 2 Samuel 8, because what does the throne of David consist of? Rulership and dominion. All right. To speak of dominion, check this out. So this is